So this video is going to be about using leverage and gravity and isometrics to kind of channel things through your body to enhance your strength and capacity to use your whole body better, to channel and connect and be stronger. So gravity is pushing down on us. Most people are pretty familiar with the idea, or at least are pretty good at doing this. When gravity pushes us down, we have no external strings to hold us up, so we have to push down into the ground to leverage ourselves up. So we kind of go with gravity in a sense, but the ground stops us if it's firm enough and reflects us like a mirror back up to the sky, like directly against gravity. That's easy enough, but the problem is gravity is very specific. It only moves in one direction towards the center of the earth. So anything else generally doesn't have much, if any, resistance, unless you're moving very fast, in which case you'll have maybe a little bit of wind resistance, but it's still not a lot, not enough to stop you. Okay, so how do we stabilize in all those different directions? Well, it's counter stabilization, right? If I drive my chest forward, I'm going to push my hips back, which actually works pretty well in our body if we do both. But if I drive my chest forward and I don't do that, well, I fall like a tree. Okay? Now if I try the opposite, it's not quite so easy. If I drive my hips forward, my chest back, now I'm doing the limbo and not much foot back there to help me leverage, so that's known to be a tougher task, right? So not quite as easy. It's doable, obviously, but not ideal. So we want to try to be, a little more efficient. So hips forward, or hips back, chest forward, especially when we squat, good idea. Keeps us centered over our feet, which are longer this way. Good idea. Good use of physics and mechanics. Okay? All right, so if that works pretty well that way, I can enhance going the other way by simply using a wall, which I know you can't see very well here, so I'll just be a mime for a minute and in a second here, and you can see what I'm doing here. But I'm pushing on that wall, so I'm pushing down the ground to lift up against gravity, I'm pushing on the wall to kick back, channeling my hips and my heels as I hold myself up. So basically, when I push into the wall, it's pushing back and channeling into my hips and then down into my heels. So it enhances what I feel here through my core, through my hips and my heels. Okay, so the other thing I can do with the wall is I can shift my weight to one side and I can push my toes. So think of like running as I come across here, or walking even. As I swing my arms, I'm working in that sagittal plane, that front back motion, which works in a different direction than gravity. It's in the same plane, because all this, if an upright sheet of paper would cover all of it, okay? But a different axis, right? X, Y axis, Y X here. But I can press into the wall. I can press with my hands like a plank, up standing plank, and I press with my foot, and I'll feel all of that. When I press with my hands, I'll feel more of my core. When I press with this foot, I'm gonna feel a lot in that glute there. And I can use that glute down to the heel to help enhance and lift myself up. So I feel my whole body light up when I do that. So it really enhances my core, my glute, my butts and guts muscles to lift. And then I can shift, press, lift. So I feel all of that. And then I can even alternate. Boom, boom, against that wall. Boom. So that's a great way to really enhance all that. Again, something like that. Get taller and taller. Use that to feed all those muscles. Leverage. Energy. Plug in. All that stuff. Okay? Now I can challenge myself more open chain as I progress away from the wall. Be careful with this. If you don't have good balance, don't do the standing. If you can't stand up and put your pants on, get a chair. Okay? So I'm going to sit down in my chair. Nice stable chair too, because you're going to use it for balance too. Now you want to tie a double knot in this band at one end like a tail, shut it, set it on the bottom hinge of a door, close the door. Make sure that door opens away from you so that when you pull the band, it keeps the door closed. It doesn't open the door in case it's loose, on the latch, okay? Now I'm going to put that on my foot. You want to be aware which foot that's on, because you don't want to trip over the band. Right? So I'm going to put it on, depending on where I'm at here, right? So when I stand up, okay, I'm going to take my chair now here, right, swing it around. pretend that's on the hinge of the door and it's right there, right? So, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually bring the chair to the same side leg, and this is now my stance leg. Actually, yeah, my stance leg, because I wanna have that arm for swinging if I need it, okay? So I can do this, so they kind of work together. Now, if my balance isn't great, especially, I can just keep that totally right. It just makes it a little easier. Anyway, now if I don't want to wear a hole in my sock, or maybe you're on carpet, okay, what you can do is use, if you have a furniture mover, one of those little plastic discs, those sliders, you can use that. I would recommend use slippers with that, or bare feet, so it doesn't slide off your sock. Or use a sturdy paper plate, okay? Oh, I have one here actually. I'm going to use it with my sock because I don't want to take the time, but do take the time. Don't cut corners, okay? It takes a lot of fine tuning to keep that thing on the ground with a sock. Okay? Let's see how I'm going to sink down in my tripod here, load that glute and pull up into that core. Squeeze those inner thigh muscles. Throw in that. Now if you're really advanced with that, you don't need that. You can get both arms. So you're moving everything. This is actually a really good workout. That little bit of band, it's not a very heavy one right now. You could progress that too, but it doesn't take much. You'll really feel that drive. You'll feel how that resistance there on the front muscles here really works that glute on that opposite side, because we're not used to all that resistance there. It really adds to the workout quite a bit.